Okay, I always feel bad because I always feel like I take over the intro, but I'm the only one that knows
You hit
when I hit
record.
record.
Yeah, we don't know when you're going.
So maybe next time when I do it, I'll just go like,
Okay.
I'll say nothing. I'll just like dart out like.
Perfect.
So anyway, this episode has started. We are going.
Oh shit!
Today,
So
we are talking twins.
Twins.
We're talking twins.
Twins.
We're talking twins, ladies and gentlemen. That's right.
And we're not talking about we're not even talking about Minnesota.
No, we're talking.
Wow, sports joke. Whoa.
We're talking. Hey, camera on me. Charlie Sheen's dream.
Oh no! What? Oh god!
Twins.
Yeah, because he was in Major. What?
It's the Arnold Schwarzenegger Danny DeVito film. So if that is Charlie Sheen's dream, he's a freak.
I wanted to be in it. Honestly, it's a hit.
Oh yeah. Well, if that's his dream, being a hit film.
Yeah.
Keep on hoping, Charlie.
One of my favorite songs, just for my money, is Charlie Sheen's Dream. Now we're sharing Charlie Sheen's Dream.
Jesus Christ.
And you never knew it was about the 1988 comedy classic Twins, starring Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, directed by Ivan Reitman. We saw it.
I saw it.
We did see it.
Now, yeah. Sean, you were extra excited to watch Twins when I announced it.
Loved it as a kid. Had not seen it since then. So I probably hadn't seen it in 20 years. But I really liked it when I was younger.
Yeah, I've heard about it my whole life. I'd never seen it. Never seen a second of it.
Okay.
We saw it. I recommended Twins on a whim just because I remembered that it existed.
Yeah.
That's it. Sometimes you just go, oh yeah, remember that movie Twins? And then I thought, well, hey, I have a podcast where we watch movies. Let's watch Twins.
This is a rare occasion where a movie from Movie Club was recommended. It's like, oh, I watch it with the kids. Like usually it's like, all right, I have to go in the room, put headphones on because we're watching Glengarry Glen Ross. They're going to say fuck 10,000 times, but not the case in this movie.
I think we're doing Serbian film next week, so I think that one's good to go too.
Okay, good.
So just get them ready. Just let them know.
I don't want to spend too long talking about Twins.
Me neither.
Really? What? Oh no, you guys didn't like it. I can't believe it.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying I don't want to spend too long talking about Twins.
Yeah.
It's the type of movie where you don't need to dedicate too much of an analysis to. It's Twins.
I'm ready to get to popcorn shakers personally, but let's.
Oh my God, Rocco, no.
All right, so if anybody out there has never seen Twins, here's the background of this film. In 1988, Arnold Schwarzenegger is the biggest action star in the world and thinks, hey, it's time to make a comedy. So out comes Twins, a movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger is twin brothers with Danny DeVito. That is the crux of all of the comedy in this movie.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
So for the story-wise, it actually starts. I actually thought it was pretty cool. It starts with like government experiments on a secluded island where they collect the gene pool and the DNA of 6 of the strongest men on Earth, the smartest, the strongest, the most athletic, the best leaders, the sexiest, and they create a superhuman, a baby.
With Heather Graham as the mom, uncredited. But I was like, is that Heather Graham?
Yeah, that was weird. All of a sudden, Heather Graham was just there and gone.
Heather Graham plays the mom. But Arnold Schwarzenegger is this superhuman. Turns out he has a twin brother who has like it's the classic Metal Gear Solid story.
Yeah.
One brother got all the good genes. One brother got all the bad genes. One brother's the hero. One is the evil villain.
Yeah.
Thus is the story of Twins.
Hey Sean.
Now, Rocco, I know. What did you like better, Metal Gear Solid or Twins? Which did it better?
It's a little close. I'm gonna give it to Metal Gear because it's just better. Saga, better written. Just video game saga. I gotta hand it to Metal. It's actually not even close, really.
Oh shit!
I'm going Metal Gear.
Wow.
Well,
Oh, I was going to ask if you knew which of the it really doesn't matter which of the babies born in Les Enfants Terribles of Metal Gear got the recessive genes in that one. Who was the Danny DeVito of Metal Gear? Do you know?
I really wish I wouldn't have asked you what you wanted to ask me. That was
Solid Snake.
It was,
and that's why.
No,
shut up for a second. That's why it's a hero story. Is he got the recessive genes, but he's still the hero. He doesn't let it keep him down.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Okay, nerd. Anyways, trying to talk about twins here.
Talk about some real stuff here. Rocco, twins.
Well, you don't want me to talk about sports, and you don't want me to talk about Metal Gear. What am I supposed to talk about?
No, I was excited you talked about sports.
Sounded stupid.
I don't even want to talk about the plot of Twins. I could, but I don't want to.
Okay.
I could, but I'm not going to.
I could give you a plot breakdown. It would ruin the mystique of Twins.
We don't want to spoil.
You're probably imagining a way better movie than it actually is.
Yeah,
I would say this. Yeah. No, wait a minute. Whoa. I feel like we have watched some real shit. We did a breakdown on The Love Guru, or what's that? Good Luck, Chuck. And you can't give the fucking movie Twins the respect of just giving it a plot breakdown. Like, we've watched actual garbage. This is not that.
But the garbage sometimes is. Twins was just kind of a little low key boring. Boring.
Hey, we're on the same page here. We watched offensively bad shit. And the problem here is, Sean, let me lay it down for you real crystal clear.
Lay it down. Yeah.
This was just no impact. For me, it was
Can I say something about this movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
In my research for trivia and behind the scenes facts, I found out that Arnold Schwarzenegger, in preparation for this role, studied comedy from Milton Berle, and that said it fucking all to me. That explained everything I felt about this movie.
Yeah, you're anti-Burl. I forgot.
Yeah, if anybody's seen Movie Club before, you know that my most hated actor of all time is probably Milton Berle. I don't know if that is true. I think I may have just decided that just now.
Oh, okay.
I don't like Milton Berle's style of comedy, and I didn't hate this movie, actually. Twins isn't bad. It's very wholesome, and I enjoy how wholesome it is.
Yeah.
It's just not exciting, kind of the plot. We'll get into the plot. We'll dive right in.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. I'm trying to skip to the interesting part. Hold on.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning. This is provided compliments of Wikipedia. This is the plot synopsis of Twins. Here we go. Julius and Vincent Benedict are twins as a result of a secret experiment carried out by the government. We already said that. Arnold Schwarzenegger basically finds out that he has a long-lost brother living in Los Angeles, so he leaves his island in the South Pacific to go find this brother. He expects it to be somebody who's just like him, but it's a dopey, stout, out-of-shape Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is like a con artist and a money grubber and kind of like a schmoozer and a shitty Casanova. Wouldn't you agree, guys?
He's the perfect Danny DeVito. That's like the role he was meant to play, was this character.
That is,
I think.
Yeah. He was kind of definitive DeVito. Definitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito gets arrested for some reason. Oh, he never pays his parking tickets. And the cops catch him with over 200 unpaid parking tickets, so they throw him in the slammer. Arnold Schwarzenegger tracks down Danny DeVito's past and is able to find the orphanage where he lived at. This is about the first act of the movie, and all throughout this part of the movie, these guys are like crossing paths without knowing it, just barely missing each other. It's a kind of cute thing they used to do in movies that they don't really do anymore. Just very wholesome kind of experience, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and hey, like, I'm not saying it's the best movie ever made, because I don't think that. Like, it's cheesy as fuck. Like, when they're both like, at the same time, like going like this with their head, or like, whatever, because they're twins and they have that connection. It's like, this is fucking cheesy. But it works for me.
At one point, they both cross paths on the street without realizing it and scratch their butt the same way.
Yeah. Fucking cheesy. It's
Twins,
cheesy
man.
and stupid.
But so Arnold Schwarzenegger finally tracks down the orphanage, and he's like, well, where is my brother? And they go, knowing him, he's probably in jail. He is in jail. He got arrested for all those parking tickets. So Schwarzenegger tracks him down. He meets him in jail. They confront each other. And basically from this point on, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a very wholesome, yet extremely muscular German man. Danny DeVito is like has a gambling problem, maybe. He just owes a lot of money to like the mafia. And they come looking to collect. And Danny DeVito is trying to avoid his brother, trying to ditch Arnold Schwarzenegger. But every time these mafia guys show up, Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up too and whoops their ass. That's kind of the dynamic of Twins.
Yeah.
That's like the plot that they repeat like 3 or 4 times throughout this movie.
Yeah.
There's a part when they first meet and they get out of jail. I don't know if you guys notice this. It's them walking down the street, just talking to each other, doing the lines ever. I don't think they blocked off that street because every single person in the background is like, "You fucking see this?" Like everyone's like looking at them, like they won't stop looking at like, who's that? What's the fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like, it's like
maybe
whole,
they
like,
wanted
every
that.
single person.
Yeah,
maybe
that would. I mean, that would make sense. You see, like that. You see what an unusual.
Like I just became fascinated with that scene of watching the people in the background be so excited to see Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger together.
I think at the time Arnold Schwarzenegger was literally like the biggest star in the world. Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger said that Twins was the best decision he ever made in his career.
Yeah.
Damn. It showed a versatility for sure.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not the world's greatest actor, and he was very scared of being pigeonholed and typecast. Yeah. And Twins, opened him up for probably the greatest era of his career, which is the 90s, where he, he continues to be an action star, but he has kind of freedom to do other things because Twins is such a big hit.
I mean, he did like Junior and like Kindergarten Cop, which is not an action movie, but it's a funny action movie. And I think that would never have happened had this movie not been made.
Yeah, it definitely opened different doors for him.
Yeah. Think about this. Arnold Schwarzenegger is always compared with Sylvester Stallone. They even kind of poke fun of that in this movie. Sylvester Stallone didn't really take a comedy turn and never had the kind of career Arnold Schwarzenegger did. And I think that could be a testament to movies like Twins. And,
I actually would argue that with one sentence: "Stop or my mom will shoot."
Oh, you know what? That came out like 5 years after Twins, so maybe. But he was taking a page out of the Schwarzenegger's book.
Do you know that, Sean? I was gonna say something about "Stop or your mom will shoot," but you won't.
Okay, go ahead.
All I was gonna say was, if you ever are bored, look up the story behind why Stallone did that. Stallone kept trying to take roles from Arnold, and then there was a script that hit Arnold's desk that was so bad, he made up a fake rumor that he was about to do it, and then Stallone snatched it up instead. And it was Arnold wanted that to happen. He's like, "This is such a piece of shit. Have fun with this." And
hey, you know what? Kudos to Arnold Schwarzenegger for being such a fucking genius. If you are a fan of the Mega64 podcast, you may recall we told stories in the past about how Arnold Schwarzenegger would sabotage his bodybuilding competitors when they would come for advice. What should I do during my performance? He would tell them to do things like, hey, scream really high pitched when your arms are above your head and really low pitched when they're below your head. And then these guys would get disqualified for looking like idiots. And they'd be like, no, Schwarzenegger told me to do it. And he'd just laugh and be like, ha, 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 ha. Don't take my advice.
Oh, that's great.
So what I was going to say about Schwarzenegger saying this is also a good idea is they really couldn't afford him when this movie was made. I guess they wanted to make it for a while before he blew up and became like super famous, but they didn't get around to it until later. So he said that he would do it for 20% of the profits, which ended up being, this is a huge hit.
Yeah.
So he made $35 million after everything was said and done, which is more than any of the Terminator movies. Like this made him the most money.
Wow.
He made a fuck ton because of this movie.
It's so funny.
It's the best decision he ever made.
It's so funny how that happens sometimes. I remember, I think it was Matt Stone from South Park. He talked about that on some like trauma thing or something. He talked about like just getting movies made or whatever. And he's like, they'll always offer you back end on a movie, and 99% of the time it's just so that you don't get more money because you're not going to probably get anything. But he's like, but still get it in there. Get paid, but try to get that in there because every now and then it pays off like that. He's like, every now and then you get a Blair Witch. Where it's like, oh, okay. But anyway, that worked out exceedingly well. Damn.
Yeah.
So they meet. Danny DeVito sucks. Arnold is great. Arnold beats up anybody who messes with Danny DeVito.
Mm-hmm.
Danny DeVito, Vincent is his character's name, has a side hustle where he steals cars from the airport. When people go on long extended vacations, he steals their car and sells them to the mob, whatever. He gets a tip on one of these cars and steals it. But then while he's in the car, finds an audio cassette tape and plays it. And there's instructions to deliver the car to Houston for whatever's in the trunk. And so basically Danny DeVito finds out that he has some stolen merchandise in this car. And if he can get it to Houston, he can get $5 million for giving it to whoever wants it. So him and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito's girlfriend and his girlfriend's sister go on a road trip to Houston to hand off this car and also to meet their parents, because Arnold Schwarzenegger isn't really aware of this scheme and he really just wants to connect with his family. So they're looking for their dads, they're looking for their mom, and they're going to deliver this package to Texas. Mm-hmm. This is kind of like what the second act of the movie is about, right?
Right.
I'm trying to remember like what happens at this point in the movie.
Well, at that point they go because they start. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger has sex for the first time, which is good. Good for him. But they try to find their mom.
Caught on tape. Yeah, nice.
They find their dad. Find out that the mom is still alive and doesn't know that her son survived. And then they try to find her, and they go to some like art compound, trying to find her, I guess. Right? Am I right?
Yes. They go to, she's a famous artist and she's filthy rich and she has a big mansion where a bunch of old artists live. They go to this mansion to meet her and they basically find out that she's dead. But then the woman who was escorting them around, turns out that was actually the mom. It would be really cliche if this wasn't a movie from the 80s.
Right.
So they leave, and then I don't even remember what happens at the end of this damn movie.
Dude,
they turn in the thing, and then it turns into
like a shootout. Like there's a guy who's supposed to take the car, and he is like this murderer who keeps killing people. And then they basically like Danny DeVito like doesn't want to get them killed, so he leaves the two sisters and Arnold Schwarzenegger on the side of the road, middle of nowhere, and then like goes to make this exchange to get all this money. And then the guy's there to stop the trade from happening. He kills the people who wanted some like engine or some shit. I don't know. Gonna kill Danny DeVito until Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up, gives him, it's like they basically make it so. Oh, what happens then? Oh fuck! I remember. Okay, thank you.
I remember. The guy who was originally supposed to take the car to Houston is like a hitman, and he's tracking these guys the whole way, leaving like a path of bodies behind him. And when Danny DeVito goes to make the trade, like Sean said, that hitman is there. He kills the guy who takes the package. It's actually some like jet engine that was stolen, and he has his own aviation company that he's trying to, do some business dealings, whatever. Turns into a big shootout. Danny DeVito takes his money, runs away, but then here's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like Schwarzenegger's just shown up. And so he turns around and goes back and he gives the bad guy the money and basically says like, here's your money. You can leave. This is so dumb.
Yep.
Here's your money. You can leave. And the guy goes, no, you've seen my face. I'm going to kill you now. And Schwarzenegger and DeVito are standing next to each other and standing next to a lever. And they like look above the guy and there's like a dangling chain and they do something like, hey, oh, what? Oh. and they hit the lever, and like a big pile of chains falls on the bad guy.
Oh.
That chains bit goes on for so long, and I loved it. I love that bit.
That was a gag I did not expect from this movie, and it got a laugh out of me.
It just wouldn't stop. And by the end, the chain pile was like 10 feet high. This chain on this guy.
Yeah, that was a gag right out of UHF. And
yes.
I was like, oh, I didn't expect you to do something like that. So that got a laugh out of me.
Well, anybody who's a fan of this show probably knows how I felt about the chain gag. Yeah. That villain probably died horribly.
Oh, yeah.
Being crushed under about 2,000 pounds of chains.
Probably.
Though they were obviously plastic chains, if you look closely. They sound like they're metal, but they're plastic. And that's it. Like, do they keep the money at the end? I think they do.
Yeah, they keep the money, and then they open up their... No. They don't keep the money because Arnold Schwarzenegger gets them to return it, but they get something back in...
They get a $50,000 reward.
That's what it is. And they start their business together as a family.
Oh, by the way, it's really brushed over. Danny DeVito skims $1 million.
Oh, that's right. He does.
Off of that. And doesn't tell anybody and keeps it for himself. And then they use $50,000 to start a business and live happily ever after. And that's Twin.
That's right. That's right. And then at the end, we should say that both he and DeVito end up banging those sisters, and they each have twins of their own. So how about that? How about that?
Quadruplets.
Yeah. Clearly this wasn't your favorite movie. It's not my favorite movie either. But I will say this to me is a classic 80s comedy. I don't expect too much of it, but it was it's a fun, easy, nothing movie, you know?
Yeah, I didn't dislike it by any means. It had no effect on my life. It was there. If I had seen it when I was younger, I'd probably have more of a twins. Yeah. I'd probably have more of a connection to it. Seeing it now, it just didn't really faze me.
This is the kind of movie I would like if I was 10 years old and it was on TV on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure.
I feel the same way.
Sure.
I do want to point out that this movie was released all over the world. And in Azerbaijan, it has a different name.
Oh.
It is known as Zombie 42, 2 times the death.
What? Why?
What the fuck?
Something I lost in translation when they were translating the word twins.
Oh, that's...
No, I think it's because Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger are genetic clones, and they kind of... in another country, they're like, twins, that's not what this movie's about. I have a better name. So that is such an outstanding name. It's actually listed in the IMDb trivia. Zombie 42, 2 times the death.
That's amazing. That actually, they should have stuck with that everywhere.
Last thing I want to say is this movie was such a smash hit. Pretty much immediately, they planned a sequel called Triplets, where they wanted to add Eddie Murphy. And apparently, Eddie Murphy has been down since the get-go, and Arnold Schwarzenegger has just been too busy to make this happen.
I heard about this, yeah.
That's crazy.
As late as March 2018, Schwarzenegger was still talking about how Triplets was in pre-production.
Yeah, I think he was on like Howard Stern. I want to say like last year. I think he said something about it.
Eddie Murphy did, or
no,
Schwarzenegger?
Arnold. Like he said, like, yeah, no, we're down now. It's just a matter of like who's gonna make it, kind of thing. It's what I thought he said.
Well, Milton Berle's dead, so will it be as funny?
Oh.
Now we can study who's the modern day Milton Berle. Who's like millennial Berle?
Chris Pratt.
Well, no, you have to find like the most annoying, repugnant.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, then there's somebody who looks like they smell like liver. And I don't know. I have to think about that.
I don't know.
Damn.
Another piece of trivia that I thought was interesting was Universal.
Jeff Dunham.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham. He's going to interview Jeff Dunham.
Modern day Milton Berle.
Yeah.
Universal needed to know if Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, and Ivan Reitman were committed very early on because they were under a strict deadline. So they made a deal on a napkin at lunch with agents, and they signed it, and DeVito has that framed, which I thought that's funny. It's neat. Yeah, so, I mean, we can do popcorn shakers if you want. I know that you guys, again, not your favorite. For me, I think it is a lot of nostalgia, but I also think overall it's just a fun movie that is harmless. So it gets 2.5 from me. It's a right middle of the road. Sure. Middle of the road movie.
You know, I would say that maybe, but I don't know if Derek's going to end up rounding it up to a 3 for me. I can't risk that.
Sure.
So I am
no halves.
I'm sticking with a 2. It was not bad. It just didn't affect me.
I would give it a 2.5, but I try to avoid halves if I can.
Sure.
So that's 2 and 2 and 3. So that's a solid 7 out of 15 on Twins.
Hey, speaking of that, we talked on a previous episode about what the highest rated movie was.
Yeah.
Because the last time and let me say, I was pleasantly surprised. Because I know a lot of times when I bring a movie to the table, it's something I might like for a weird reason. And, a lot of times that doesn't pan out for everybody. But I was glad you guys liked Glengarry Glen Ross. And then what was the other movie? We gave another great review to
Good Luck, Chuck.
No. God. What was it?
The other movie we watched at the same time, we gave it a good review.
I don't remember.
Shrek. What was it?
I can't.
God damn it.
Fast and Furious.
No.
I cannot remember. Oh, man. Well, anyway.
It must have been fantastic.
God damn it. I really. Oh, it was What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Those were. We said, like, these are among the highest rated we ever did. One movie is actually still higher rated than both of them.
Is it The Prestige?
The Prestige is the highest rated movie that we've had on here.
What's the rating on that?
I think it was 445 or something, I think.
Wow.
Or 554, something like that. But that's still the reigning king. What will ever surpass it?
Well, Rocco, it's your pick to do next, and maybe pick a good one that's going to pass that.
I'm going to pick another, what We Do in the Shadows came close. So I'm going with another crazy kind of dark comedy, silly, laugh a minute, kind of just, hoping to get our chuckle on. I'm going with David Lynch's The Elephant Man from 1980. Just an endless blitz of just comedy, like wacky scenarios.
You thought Twins was fun? Get ready for The Elephant Man.
Everyone's just gonna have a blast on this one. So Elephant Man. I hadn't seen it in a long. I did see it when I was very young and haven't in 20 years probably. So
highly influential film in Rocco's life.
Yeah, it taught me how to handle
sex.
My situation. Yeah, sure. Anyway, so there you have it. Wait, did we get your popcorn, Derek?
Yeah,
what was it?
You too. It was
2. Okay.
This movie is a 7 out of 14 from us. Everybody out there, watch Elephant Man, 1980, David Lynch. Do not watch the other one, the Glenn Close one. No. Watch the David Lynch one. And we will see you next time with our thoughts on Elephant Man. Next time on Movie Club. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you next time. See you at the
theater.
See you at the ball game. See you at the stadium. The Minnesota Twins.
They hung up by now. Everybody stopped the video already. So we can stop recording.